Fala galera, beleza? Aqui quem fala é o Daniel. Hoje vamos estar voltando aí com a quarta parte do jogo Alan Wake, tá bom? Vamos dar início ao game. Bem galera, foi aqui que a gente parou, né? No último episódio, né? De frente com essa casa, uma mansão, não sei. Tá, então vamos dar início aqui mesmo. Munição de espingarda. Já vou carregar ela aqui. Perfeito. Tem alguma coisa aqui para nós pegar? Tem um negócio aqui, ó. Rifle de caça, munição, né? Tem mais objetos aqui. Ah, sinalizador, top. Muito bom. Isso vai ajudar nós com... Deixa eu ver, ó. 8 sinalizador. Eu tô com 4 granadas de luz, né? E 3 dessa arma, né, de sinalizador também, que ela joga uma luz muito forte, aí acaba matando todos os monstros, né, as almas. Opa, vai cair a casa, hein, meus caras. Ih, caralho. Meu irmão. Tá porra. Ih, caralho. Vem. Eita porra, errei o tiro. Aê. Ai, velho, eu tinha que usar meu revólver, eu tô cheio de munição. Cara, só foi eu falar, mano, caiu a casa, filho. Tá doido, moço? Que é isso? Opa. Ouvi barulho de arma de novo, hein? E agora, meu senhor? Como é que tu chegaste do... Ah, será que aquela porta ali abre? É, pior que é de tijolo, né, mano? Isso. Será que você dá um tiro nessa porra, história? Vamos pegar a 12. Não. E agora? Deixa. Como é que a gente faz? Mano, eu vou guardar essa minha última granada de luz, porque ela é muito importante. E vou guardar essa minha arma de sinalizador também, que ela é muito boa. Vamos ver se dá pra passar pelo cantinho. Ah, dá pra pular aqui, meu gente, ó. Não tinha visto isso. Eita, quase ainda pula errado, hein? Desce por aqui. Dá pra não quebrar a perna aí, meu senhor. Isso. Pronto, vamos pro outro lado da casa. Vamos continuar. Aqui não tem nada. Tem uma luz lá na frente, ó.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Tomara que seja um barco então, né, cara? Vamos lá que vai dar bom pra nós. Uma página aqui, minha gente.
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Espero terminar de falar e vamos ver a última aqui que a gente
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Ok, vamos dar continuidade aqui, né? Tem alguma coisa por aqui pra gente puxar? Não tem. Beleza. Vamos dar um corridão. Make, é você? Wake.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! Sorry! Please, leave! The boss...
Onde que ele tá vendo esse cara, pelo amor de Deus?
I swear I didn't know! We don't have it. Why don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please.
Será que isso não é na cabeça dele, mano? É não. Nossa, eita porra, uma penada apareceu. Eita, vai matar o cara. Olha, nem funcionou com ela ali, velho. Caralho, ele ainda foi esperto, mano, que ele acendeu a luz. Ele é jogo muito rápido. Não, a música não, vai dar direitos autorais. Lascou. Fim do episódio 3.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Possuiu o cara na verdade, né? Ó, episódio 4, a verdade.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Será, mano? Ele tá doido da cabeça? Não é possível.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Tô ouvindo passos.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Siga o Dr.
This
Hartman.
corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip. Except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Ok, bora lá. É pra entrar aí, meu senhor?
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Meu Deus do céu, o cara tá passando por isso tudo na mente dele? Sei não, viu? Ler, bora ler aqui. Além das sombras do conformismo, um milagre sob a luz aguarda. Em memória de um bom amigo e poeta. Isso é um relógio. Não. É um relógio? Uma bússola, talvez. Mas se tivesse, tá mostrando
I never
norte e
get
sul.
tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
Opa, vai chover.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me.
Ok.
Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him
After
talk.
all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you out
voice.
of the world
His
you've
words echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me.
Então, como
Once you
diferenciar a
accept that,
realidade
we can begin the journey
de
towards your
algo que
recovery.
vem de dentro da sua cabeça, né? Porque
Come along.
a cabeça dele
Let's
cria
go
uma
inside.
coisa muito, tipo, parece muito real mesmo. Entendeu? Então é foda, mano.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
O carinha ali se escondendo atrás.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve some
Get him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Daqui a pouco o cara lança Bruce Lee aqui, ó. Reverencia e já fica pronto pra luta.
Come, Alan, this way.
Fica bem, menção, fica bem. Eu, hein? Ixi, o cara tá lutando, dá pra ouvir só a voz dele.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the
Nossa,
therapy.
bem-vindo à clínica
As soon
de
as you feel up to
Caltron
it, you
Lake.
should continue.
Aqui podemos dar-lhe a ajuda especializada que precisa, porém, observe o seguinte. Peça a seus amigos e familiares para planejarem em visitas de modo a não interferirem em sua terapia ou períodos de criatividade. Por favor, respeite a privacidade e o espaço pessoal do resto dos pacientes, especialmente durante seus processos criativos. Meu Deus, tem mais. Seja paciente. Nossos pacientes têm problemas criativos de longo prazo que não serão resolvidos da noite para o dia. Permita-se o tempo necessário. Tenha em mente que receberá voluntariamente um tratamento específico para o seu problema. A terapia do compromisso e seu método associado, o fluxo, são mais eficazes quando você lhes dá a forma e os conduz. Se tiver qualquer dúvida, por favor, não hesite em nos perguntar. Tudo bem. Eu tenho muita dúvida. Quanto é que eu vou sair daqui?
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We have a stash of the special stuff at the farm.
Passou cara
Our
com
own
carro de
formula.
receptor.
Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like Moonbeams on the brain.
I just noticed leather patches on the elbows. That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too.
Tchau, meus senhores. Depois a gente conversa. Deixa eu ir aqui seguir minha missão. Essas conversas de gente doida parece ter mais... como é que eu posso dizer? Fazer mais sentido. Uma garrafa de café, ele é o chefe. Eu não sei onde é que fica meu quarto, eu me perdi, cara.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
I don't
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are
Bota uma
ya?
página
Not
aqui.
so weak now, are we?
Barry na
Hartman
clínica.
kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Ok. Vamos tentar fugir daqui, meu povo.
Traveling fast, aren't they?
Investiga a confusão. Ah, tá. A gente tem que
It's
investigar.
my store. I'm taking it.
Sinclair looked back.
Meu Deus, mataram a mulher.
The crazy old fart hit her
Ah,
hard.
não.
If
Bateu
she was one
na...
of Hartman's goons,
Uma
she had it
martelo.
coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Pay the piper.
Steve.
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses for us, since you're so tough, Bert.
Estão lá na porta do carinha querendo pegar ele.
Out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna stew your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously, do you have any idea
Barry?
how much...
Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah.
Tem uma garrafa de café ali, meu senhor. Eita, uma arma.
These were all the pages I had already. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Ele também tá vendo, ó. Ele também tá vendo. Então isso aí não é mentira. Tá vendo? Então tudo que tá acontecendo é verdade. Não é mentira. Ixi, o cara deu um sorrisinho ali de do mal, né? Eita porra, vai derrubar o prédio.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Se eu tô com uma arma, escape da clínica. O que foi que tu me mostrou nas costas? Sai! Ih, cara! Tá vendo a sombra ali, mano? Eita, porra! Tá tudo flutuando aqui, mano. Ih, cacete!
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Tá, se você precisa da luz, então a gente tem que pegar alguma coisa para iluminar, né? A gente tem... Nossa, o que foi isso? O cara deu um salto por cima do sofá, mano.
The dark presence would be on me in a
Garrafa de
moment.
café.
I had to find a way out.
Meu Deus, o que é isso? O jogo tá começando a ficar doido.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Ah, tem umas manchas na... Entendi, viu, hein? Meu Deus, cadê? Ali não tem como, eu precisava de luz para acabar com as estantes possuídas. Tá, mas e aí? Cadê a... Calma, Messon! E como é que tu vai pegar essas... Meu Deus, eu preciso de vida urgente. Olha ali, ó. Ali, ó. Nossa. Isso. Tá acabando com elas, a luz ali, ó. Será que eu tenho que pegar essa luz? Não, né? Vou ficar aqui até acabar com elas todas. Nossa. Ó, tem um QR Code ali. Só vou dar mais uma partida aqui. Nossa! Só um sinalizador. Vou esperar ele encher a vida. Só um sinalizadorzinho. meu Deus, será que eu fiz alguma coisa errada? Ah, tá. Apareceu mais um. Ué, por que não aparece mais então? Gastando munição à toa. Nossa, tem um quadro vindo ali pra cima. Mano, não dá tempo de ler? Dá.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Eita porra! Opa, meu senhor, calma aí. Ih, acho que tem que estar aqui? Não. Eita porra! Sai daí, sai. Eita porra! Recebeu foi nas costas dele. Venha. Caralho, filho. Cara, foi igual uma bola de futebol, mano. Tá, a gente tem que esperar então ela abrir a porta. Bora. Vai, meu filho, corre!
I'm here!
Deu bem, deu bom.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Ele apontou pra cá, mano. Pegue a lanterna. Ah, tá, entendi, beleza.
Oh, God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Caralho. Meu Deus do céu. Acabou a luz, acabou. Aí temos que ir, o labirinto não é grande. Atravesse o jardim. Tem aqui, ó, sinalizador, pilha. Calma, meu filho. Mano, é um labirinto aqui, cara. Quem é que faz um labirinto no jardim? É, parece até que ser interessante. Né? Pegar bateria, munição de revólver. É, tem mais alguma coisa? Não. Caralho, quase tropecei no carrinho de mão. Ih, cara! pistola. Oh, o revólver. Bateria. Don't. Eu não sei. Página.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Bateria, munição. Tô escutando barulho, hein? Tem algum monstro por aqui. Olha, tem um caminho aqui pra nada. Vai fechar do outro lado também. Viu? Esse cara aí é muito forte. Será que tem o caminho certo? Quem tá falando isso, pelo amor de Deus? Mais munição pra nós. Ok. Seguindo reto aqui. Ah, porra. O cara tá uma voz fininha e vai engrossando. Ih, caralho, o próprio segurança lá do... Furar ele de bala. Matou? Deve ter pelo menos machucado um pouco. Acho que não matou assim. Tem uma escada aqui, galera. Ó. Esse aqui é forte. Ó, recarrega. Aqui em cima dessa cadeira ou não? Tem uma luz aqui pra nós. Opa, tem uma casa aqui, ó. Vamos lá. Opa, uma espingarda, galera. Olha. Peguei mais um papel. Mais uma página, né?
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Ok. Vamos seguir por aqui. Ah, meu joelho tá... O foda é que não dá nem pra correr, porque na hora que você precisar ele cansa. Ai! Eita porra! Essas três pra quando vem aqueles grandão. O sinalizador, tô com quantos? Tô só com um. Ele tá muito machucado. Temos uma página aqui de novo.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Galera, tem mais umas páginas aqui em interrogação que acho que a gente não leu.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words.
E mais uma aqui.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Nossa, ah não, pensei que fosse mais uma página de internet. Ou de internet não, caralho. É uma página de livro. Munição, bateria de lítio. Perfeito. Ali. Essa sombra tem mania de jogar as coisas na gente, né, mano? Opa, opa! Esse aí foi rápido, 2 tiros matou, né? Mano, hoje tá não quente, né? Mas tá abafado aqui, mano. Choveu, né? Graças a Deus. Deus mandou uma chuvinha pra nós. Se não fosse essa chuva, mano, tava seco aqui, viu? Umidade muito ruim. Olha a espingarda aqui. Uma garrafinha de café. Mano, quando pegar garrafa de café aqui nesse jogo, eu fico com vontade de tomar café, mano. Ideia. Ó, tem uma página bem ali, ó.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Tragou é tipo assim. Acho que o sangue tava no nariz dele e ele puxou, né? Olha lá, ó, temos uma alma ali na frente. Será que é o amigo dele, cara? É o amigo dele. Mas por que eu peguei essa 12, velho? Bem em cima.
Al! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Abre o portão, meu filho.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry! I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Ih, caralho!
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! It's gotta be here! Just hang on, Al! Oh, hey, found a corner!
Ai meu Deus, conseguimos.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Nossa senhora, a escuridão tomou de conta daquele lugar ali.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out! Não lascou, vai ter que buscar outro carro. Mano, ele ficou fora do carro.
God damn it, now talk to me!
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! And don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh? You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now it's Rambo.
Cara, eu escorreguei, mano. Mas não é possível um negócio desse. Pelo amor
Jeez,
de
it's good to
Deus.
hear your voice. I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop.
Eu só vi ele lá embaixo.
Cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh? You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
É, gente, vamos ter visitas. Vai até a granja. Opa, o que é isso, pessoal? Nossa senhora. Não tô vendo nada. Ave Maria, um negócio desse nas costas já tinha morrido já.
Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Eu tenho que me proteger. Ai, acho que aqui tá bom. Deixa eu ver se eu recupero a minha vida. Nossa. Uma garrafa de café bem do lado da onde tem que pegar na porra. Caramba, mano. Deixa essa garrafa pra lá.
Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
O tamanho da raiz dessa árvore. Aqui, né? Isso, opa. Tem alguma coisa certa que eu posso pegar essa luz? Ah, é uma página, mano. Nossa, parece muito.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Não tem nenhuma lanterninha aí não, meu povo. Vou entrar aqui só pra pegar a página. Não tem como pegar esse aqui, né? Virar. Tem como virar? Mas não tem como virar. Destruiu. Boa, garoto. Agora corre.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Tem que ligar a energia, né? Pra gente matar a sombra que tá bem ali.
I hoped there'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate.
Cai ali no buraco sem querer.
Agent Nightingale stared at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Ah, tá, o gerador tá bem aqui. A energia... Ixi, a energia tá... Mano, essas lâmpadas tudo velha, não é possível.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Tem uma lanterna. Eita porra, no seu carro. Onde que temos que ir? Acho que é por aqui, seguir esse caminho aqui.
Omega 3 fatty acids are good for your heart.
Ai meu Deus do céu, caralho, véi, tá vendo? Eu tentei, ó.
Cadê meu pau?
No cu. Não, foi mal, perdão aí o xingamento, mas caralho, às vezes dá muita raiva, mano.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Pra que tem um gerador lá então, se não dá pra ligar essa merda? Eu corri ainda, mano. Deu pra ver a sombra deles passando. Não tô nem perdendo meu tempo então, como é que fala? Tentando ligar essa porcaria. Ai, errou! Meu Deus, mentira! Nossa, vocês viram aquele raio, que bonito.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
lanterna mais potente. Com certeza. Aqui temos alguma coisa. Por que também não pega esse, né? Pilha.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Pensava que tinha alguma coisa ali pra gente pegar.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
É, eu tenho perdido várias.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chain to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free. Seated in my dream, it was a strange... The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free. This man, a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Eita, sinalizador, mano. Acho que a gente vai enfrentar alguma coisa perigosa, hein? Olha, tem coisas aqui de pegar o osso. Caramba, mas tem armadilha de urso aí, tá? Porra. Eu pensei que tinha. Não, calma aí, liga primeiro essa merda. Liga primeiro, isso.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm. The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
Os caras são fortes, né? Aqueles dois lá. Muita munição, cara. Será que tá vindo alguma coisa grande pra nós? Armadilha pra urso de novo. As aves estão voando ali. Nossa! Muito bom, muito bom. Uma espingarda aqui, a mão na roda, hein? Joga na mãe. Esse aqui você queria vir pra luz também. Encontramos uma casinha. Outro chifre de outra pessoa aqui.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Deixa a porta aberta.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Please! What are you? No!
Tá parecendo se tá assim, mutilado, estupado, sei lá, mano. Eu, hein? Caralho, cara, urso te mordeu, foi?
You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who will help me. I'll make it happen.
Investiga o chalé. Tá, não tem nada aqui dentro. Ok. Vamos ver aqui de novo. Deixa o carinha tá só o presunto no chão. Não. Acho que alguém saiu pra ir no banheiro de noite, né? E não ligou as luzes, tropeçou em alguma coisa. Tá, porra, fi. Tamanho dessa. Vem vacina, vem.
Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Parece uma caixa de munição isso aqui.
The front door was locked.
Não, alguém entrou pela janela. Vai até a granja. Ah tá, passei pela janela.
farm was still a good distance away. I'd
Vou
need
pegar
a
essa
car to
caminhonete
get
aqui,
there
vou ter que
fast.
cortar aquilo tudo.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Vamos seguir no caminhãozinho aqui. Está poderoso. Matamos todo mundo. Vamos seguir agora por aqui. Não dá pra matar com o carro. Que pena. Conseguimos, ó. Nossa, tão fácil. Esse foi fácil. Por ali não vai ter como. Ah, tem umas madeiras aqui, ó. Ah não, um caminhozinho que eu passar. Ponto de controle alcançado. Que é isso? Olha, tem um negócio aqui, sabe? Hein? Esse aqui dava pra acender.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
God damn!
So glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot! Ow! We have to fight them all! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! You notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Hold on! I'll try to get this headphones on!
Meu Deus, é muito.
Damn it! Goddamn turn-of-the-century wiring! Hang on, Al! I'll get them working again, I promise!
Let there
Ai, meu Deus do céu, véi.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot!
Agora sim que eu vi os sinalizadores ali.
Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Oh! Hey, Al! You notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al! Hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on! I'll get them working again, I promise!
Nossa! Pega.
No, why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please!
Não, velho, meu Deus do céu.
Eu não estou suportando mais.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot! Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! This place is stuck! Hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on! awesome moment of our entire lives!
They are trying to kill us! That's the high point of my life? Really?
Back in the game! Yes!
Bom? Que sufoco, velho. Bem, galera, eu acho que eu vou terminar então esse episódio por aqui, tá bom? Se vê nos próximos episódios. Foi legal essa batalha no final. A gente já tá no 4º episódio, tá? Terminando esse. Então a gente se vê nos próximos. Falou!